Hey, what's going on, everybody? This your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today I'm going to be bringing you a review on this 2019 BMW X3. This is the 2019 model. This is what they consider, I guess, a compact luxury SUV, even though it feels bigger than compact, which we'll get into later. It does have 8 inches of ground clearance. This color is called Platonic Blue Metallic. I think it looks pretty good. I mean, it's kind of like a dark navy. Um, and then the wheels they have on it are 19-inch wheels, which are optional. They do have a couple choices. I went online and looked up to see how you can build your own. And these wheels are optional, but I think they look good. I mean, they definitely bring out the silver accents in the car, as you see right there in the grille, right below the fog light, right in the lower front fascia. So silver wheels do look good. Also, this car has LED low beams, and the high beams are actually just halogen bulbs, which I feel like, man, come on, BMW. Like, at this point, people spending so much money, just go ahead and give LED everything. But you can get that as an option. As this being a loaner car, probably a base model, they give you at least LED low beams. So that's what you're gonna be using most of the time. They did also give LED fog lights, which is a good feature. So I would say driving at night, when I did drive this at night, the lights did a good job of lighting up the road. So there was no complaints really there. Now getting to the rear of the vehicle, the car does have dual exhaust tips, and they're actually real exhaust tips. And I say real because there's been a lot of manufacturers, BMW too, that have been going to these fake exhaust tips where the actual exhaust is then connected to this little plastic or metal piece that's connected to the bumper, the rear bumper of the car, or the rear valence of the car. And I just think it just looks silly. Now, SUVs, most people that's driving the SUVs, they probably not gonna care about it, but me as being an enthusiast, I always want to see real exhaust tips. So I'm very excited and very happy that they put this on this X3 S-Drive model. What's actually funny is on the M40 model, which is supposed to be the more sportier than this, they have those fake like exhaust tips that I was talking about, and I'll put a picture up so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But I don't know what these automakers are doing. Hopefully they can get it right. So and also with the 2019 model here, you do have the new LED rear tail lights, which I think look real good. And as you see there, you can see the badging S-Drive 30i, and we'll get into what that 30i means. And then X3 badging on the rear. You have a silver colored rear valence right there, rear diffuser if you want to call it that, and then the BMW symbol on the back along with your wiper. So you will open the trunk right here. There's a little handle right here. You just pull and that opens the trunk right there for you. Now going back here into the trunk, you do have your privacy flap here. So if you just pull that back and then let it go back, boom. And then if you want some privacy for whatever you have back there, if you have some groceries or some valuables and you're parking somewhere, you just pull it back there. So I would say there is a lot of room in here. You can see all my bags and camera bags and everything back here, but there is a lot of room back here in the back. And once I get into the full interior part of it, I'll lay all the seats down so you can really see how much room is back here. And also, to close the trunk, you just hit this button right here. You hit it once, and the rear latch, I keep calling it the trunk, but the rear latch closes. Another thing on the exterior that I want to bring to everyone's attention, these little vents in the fender, in the front fender right here, they're fake. I mean, come on, BMW. I mean, come on, man. I mean, I don't know. And it's like they almost want them to be real because if you look right here, like on my 435 and everything, they have the vents that come through here. So it's almost like it's built for them to be real, but they're not real. Because usually you'll have wind be able to come in through here, and then it goes right there over the brakes, help cools the brakes and all that stuff, keep the car more aerodynamic, but they left it out. So it's kind of like things to be desired, but I understand that if you don't know, they do have the M40i is supposed to be the more sportier one, which I've heard those vents are fake on that too. And then they do have the XM3 now, which is supposed to be the top of the line super sport M model, which I think those are real on that. So it's like they built it with that in mind. But when you get in the base model, sometimes you get stuff like that when you're sharing platforms. So it's just kind of something to deal with, something you have to deal with there. All right, so now since we're done with the exterior of the vehicle, let's talk about what's underneath the hood, the engine and drivetrain. So on this model, like I told you, it is a 30i. The 30i represents a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo engine that produces 248 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Without, like all BMWs, they're usually underrated, and the torque comes in really, really low. So to pop the hood, you hit this latch. It does say ×2, like all BMWs. You have to hit it twice. I still don't know why you have to hit it twice, but if anyone knows why you have to hit the hood latch twice, please comment down below. Please let me know. I still want to know the mystery behind that. Maybe I just need to ask a BMW tech when I take this back. But here's the engine. Looks pretty clean, looks good in here. 2-liter turbo, very fuel efficient. Actually, the fuel numbers are pretty good. Since I've been driving it, I mean, I've been averaging in the mid to low 20s, and I've been driving it kind of aggressively, a lot of city driving, a lot of town driving. So in low 20s, I mean, it's very good for an SUV. It does not feel underpowered at all. Some people think, oh, it's a 2-liter turbo, this big old car, it's gonna feel underpowered. It doesn't feel underpowered at all. You know, it actually feels quite peppy. 0 to 60 times or 6 seconds. This car is actually the S drive, which means it's rear wheel drive. So if it's S drive, it's rear wheel drive. If you see X drive, that means all wheel drive. So it kind of makes sense there. So you only can get rear wheel drive in the 4-cylinder model. If you step up to the big boy, which is a 3-liter turbo engine, you only can get that in X drive, and that's the M40i. And that's the one that real enthusiasts or people that want a lot of power, or if you're gonna be carrying a lot of people all the time, that's probably the engine of choice that you're gonna want. That engine is gonna have 355 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 time on that is 4.6 seconds. So that thing is moving. I mean, 4.6 seconds, I think my 435 was like 4.8, 4.7. So that thing is faster than my 435, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. So I mean, that's an SUV. So that thing is moving. Imagine if you do like a little tune or doing little stuff to it like that. I mean, you can definitely be right at 4 seconds in the low 4-second range. So, and that's in the SUV. So that's pretty crazy. So one of my favorite features of this car is the panoramic roof. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit the button to make it go back, and you can kind of see how it opens. It is a huge panoramic roof that covers almost the entire top of the vehicle. And as you can see how it opens there, it lets in a lot of light, and it is very huge. You can also open this top section here. So if I push up, it vents it, and then if I push back again, the whole roof, just the front part, does move back. So that's pretty cool. They offer that. A little pan around here so you can kind of see. The interior in here is very nice. This color combination definitely complements the blue. And this interior color is called Cambonera Beige. And the black is called Black Sensor Tech, which, I mean, it's just black really, but they call it Black Sensor Tech. You know, they had to put a fancy name on it. And if you look right here, you can kind of see the wood that they've added, little wood pieces throughout the car. So it definitely gives you that luxurious feeling. I do like this little X here on the doors, remind me of X-Men, shout out to Marvel, you know, Fox, you know, all that good stuff. But definitely nice interior. You see the new upgraded steering wheel in this model. You got your shifter handle down here. You got your traditional BMW menu wheel there with some more wood grain. I mean, the interior overall just looks good. You got your 8-inch iDrive 6.0 screen. You got your gauges, digital gauges. Everything in here just looks good. The seats are super comfortable. They're 10-way power adjustable, and they have 2-person memory. So after you set your memory, you hit your 1 or your 2, and then boom. So if you have somebody else driving your car, You can set yours as 1 and set theirs to 2 if you're the main driver. So it's pretty cool, pretty nice, very, very nice interior here. It does not have cooled seats, but it does have heated seats. I don't know what's up with BMWs and its cooled seats. The only BMW I've ever seen with cooled seats was the M5 competition that I drove at the M-Town Tour event. Other than that, I have not seen many, and if not all, if any BMWs with cooled seats. I don't know what's up with them with cooled seats, and they're like revolt against cool seats. But I'm a big guy. I like cool seats. I like to stay cool. So I don't know why you don't just put cool seats in all your vehicles, especially them being luxury. But I digress. So now we're gonna test sitting room in the front. Again, I'm 6'3", so you can kind of scale to whatever size you are. As you see, I have no problems getting in here. I can get in here very comfortable. I got my thigh adjustment here. I can get in here very comfortable. I can pretty much almost straighten my leg all the way out. I got my little rest here. I can get in here very, very comfortable position. This steering wheel is manual adjustment. Some people like it to be you know, to have the automatic adjustment, but I don't mind manual adjustment because I can go in here, adjust it real quick, flap it, I'm good to go. If I want to get out the car and I want this to move out the way, boom, I'm good to go. I can do it in a matter of seconds. Where if it's automatic or it has a little arm here, I have to sit here and hold it, wait a couple seconds. So I don't mind it being manual adjustment. I know some people think, hey, it's a luxury car, it needs to be automatic, but I don't typically mind it. I can get out the car a little quicker with the manual adjustment here. So all in all, I mean, as far as front room, I have tons of headroom here. I don't have any issues with me hitting my head on anything. So with me being a 6'3" guy, pretty comfortable in the front seat. Now, let's go about the rear seat room. I did not move the seat at all. I want to see if I can sit behind myself so we can really test this room. One thing I will say is this rear door does not open very wide. So if you got a family, you're trying to put car seats and stuff back here, you know, depending on how big it is, it may be an issue. But let's see if I can sit behind myself. So, yeah, it's not too bad. Would I want to ride back here for 8 hours like this? Probably not, only if I had to. But with me being a 6'3" guy sitting behind another 6'3" guy, I mean, I could move up in the front if I really had somebody who was sitting behind me. But I mean, I fit, you know. No head, I don't have any issues with the headroom. I got tons of headroom. Yeah, I fit. I mean, so that's pretty impressive that I can sit behind myself in this car. And this is still considered, you know, I put quotations in the air, a compact SUV, which they have the X1 and the X2 now. So this is more kind of like a small mid-size of me, but I know the X5 is really considered mid-size. And then now they have the X7, which is their large. So, but for this to be what it is, this is a lot of interior space. So it's pretty impressive, especially for the price point. Yeah. As you saw there, getting out is a little tricky, but you can do it. All right, so the next thing I'm gonna be talking about is I'm gonna fold these seats down, show you how much rear space you have if you need to tow anything, or how much space you have if you need to carry anything in the back. So this latch right here is what you'll need to push to drop the seat. So you push that, and then this seat here kind of pops open. So let me adjust the camera quite a bit so you all can see. So the seat pops out a little bit right there. You'll see as you pull this little latch right here, this little red part comes up, and then you can drop the seat, and then it'll drop. So it's pretty simple. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other side, and then I'm gonna show you all the room in the trunk when the seats are all the way down. All right, as you can see here, the seats are all the way down. There's tons of room in here. I'm actually gonna lay down in the trunk so you can kind of gauge the space, but yep, I can get all the way in. I'm 6'3", and I can fit in the back, and I actually could go back here and take a little nap or something. So this is actually a lot of room. I think the official numbers is 62 cubic feet, 62, 63 cubic feet, but there's a lot of room back here, so you can carry all your luggage, any kind of gear, anything. I actually couldn't figure out how to take this off, and with this being a loaner, I didn't want to mess anything up, so I just left it as is. So it's actually a lot of room back here. And so I showed you how to move the seats from the inside, but if you're back here and you want to move the seats down, I'm going to show you that next as well. All right, so let's say you're in the back and you want to drop this seat down to match with the other one. So what you need to do is, instead of going all the way to the other side, there's a latch right there, a little button right there, and you can hit that, and as I hit this, you should be able to see this seat fall. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit it now. Boom, seat falls right down. So you can drop the seats while you're in the trunk. You just have to make sure that your front seats are far enough ahead so that it doesn't, so the headrest on the rear seats don't hit it, because if they do hit it, it won't go all the way flat. But it is a nice feature to have that, where you can drop the seats from the rear of the vehicle. All right, under the floorboard in the trunk, you just pull this latch up here. There's a little bit of storage back here. You do not have a donut on this model. You do have some wrenches here. And there's not a whole lot else down here, so you do not have a donut on this model. These are run flat tires that they put on these vehicles, so that's the reason why they don't give you a donut or anything like that. So it's kind of a, so if you do want a donut or anything like that, you will have to buy it from BMW directly, or just get your own wheel and tire package and just keep it at the house, because you won't be able to store it back here. It's not enough room unless you take all this plastic or this floor out, which is pretty much is plastic, just with the felt covering. And then maybe there may be enough room underneath this to store a donut or a small tire if you do feel like you need to carry one. So just extra storage down there, nothing too major. Let's go ahead and get this car started up. So start stop button is right here. Foot on the brake, hit the start stop button, and you'll get the beautiful chimes there. So this is the digital gauge here. So as you can see there, everything is digital. It does change, so I'll go ahead and put it in sport mode so y'all can see how it changes. So right now this is comfort. That is Eco Pro. So Eco Pro, it changes blue, and then when you put it in sport mode, everything goes red and you get that digital speed readout. So you only get the digital speed readout in sport mode, but if you configure a sport individual mode, you can get a digital speed readout and then put your transmission and engine in comfort mode, so you can kind of get the comfort mode dynamics with the sport plus mode digital readout speed out. So it's actually quite neat that they allow you to do a sport individual mode where you can kind of definitely individualize how you want the car to drive in every particular mode. So it's pretty cool. Over here on the left of the steering wheel, you do have some other buttons here. You're gonna have your main headlight button. This is it in auto, this is on. This is just parking lights. This is just the daytime running lights. And then you have your fog lights here. And then you have your brightness settings right here for all your brightness. And that's what those buttons are right there. And more on the interior here, you do have your climate settings here. You have your rear defrost, your front defrost. You can go through your menus here. You do have your heated seats right there. Your different climate air zones for the floor, straight at you, up on top. And then they also have the frost setting. This is how you increase your intensity of the air. This is for the passenger over here. You do have the AC button, max AC button, air circulation, and if you want to sync both of the sides that have the same temperature, you'll just hit the sync button there. So you do have your 8 or 7 buttons there that you can program to do different functions in here with your radio. So pretty much standard BMW stuff. If you've ever been in a BMW, it's pretty standard on how they have that. It does still have a CD DVD player here. So that's pretty cool that they threw that. They still left that in there because some people still like listening to CDs. The audio quality out of a CD does sound better than over Bluetooth. So if you're one of those people that are real audiophiles, you'll really appreciate that. Down here by the shift gate, you do have your this is a redesigned BMW shifter from like the one that's in my car, but it functions the same way. You have your parking button here, your rear, neutral, drive, push it over for sport, and then up and down for manual mode. You have a parking brake right there, auto hold there. This is to activate your parking cameras. You also have a comfort, Eco Pro, and Sport right there, and this is your traction control on or off button there. Traditional BMW wheel here. They didn't really change up the buttons at all too much, so you can kind of see all your buttons you have there behind this beautiful wood grain that they gave you here. All right, so down here in this section, you do have two cup holders that hold pretty good sized cups. They are quite a little bit adjustable there. Have a little power plug here, so you can hook up one of those USB adapters or anything like that. There's a light around it that does light up when it's activated. But let's get into one of my biggest gripes, and this isn't just for BMW, this is for all automakers. This big old car that seats 4 to 5 people only has one USB plug. So you trying to tell me you go on a long road trip, there's only one USB plug, everybody needs to bring power packs, or I need to get one of these power plug adapters that has like a power strip, lay it in the back seat of my car. I mean, come on. I mean, I think every automaker needs to have one USB plug for every seat that's in the car. That's just the way I feel about it, because I feel like everyone should have the ability to plug up and charge their phone. Everybody has their phones now. We know what type of age we stay in. Everybody has their phones on them. This big old car has one USB plug. Or, I mean, there should be more than one USB in the car. I mean, I don't understand it. But hopefully some of the automakers will start listening to some of us that do reviews on cars and talk about cars and start doing some of the stuff that we're looking for, because I don't understand it. But down here, it's a little dark down here, but there is a little spot here, like a little key holder spot, so you can kind of hold your key fob there. So I know it's a little dark in there, but it just holds your key. That's what it's fit for. And then this area right there, it completely slides off and gives you a nice clean look. So if you need to park anywhere and put anything down there, you can do that. So, and I like this little X3 right here. That's a very, very nice interior touch they added there. So yeah, now let's get into the infotainment. So this is iDrive 6. So this is a very nice system. It can have some spots it needs to improve on, but I'll go over it very, very quickly with you. It is touch screen, which is nice. So you have your media radio here. If you need to go into your media and radio, you can click right in there and go into your FM, AM, music collection if you have anything on the hard drive, Apple CarPlay, CD, DVD, USB, etc. Manage your tone, mobile devices, and all that. So you can get all of that right in there. Then you have a communication, which is going to be like your phone, or you can call people and access your phone information there. You have the My Vehicle section, which shows you your miles per gallon, your average, how many miles, how many miles you've driven in the last 24 minutes and all that stuff. So it gives you all that vehicle information there. With it being touchscreen, you can use your finger to go over to the next section, or you can use the BMW wheel down here to go to the next section. So this other section here has a navigation. Navigation it does look nice. When you first click in it, you can enter an address, go to any recent destinations, enter a new destination, just like any other maps in the car. You can go to your maps, or you go maps and Apple CarPlay if you like to use Google Maps, Apple Maps, or if you like to use Waze. So as you see right here, somebody just sent me a message, and it completely takes over your screen if you got CarPlay active, because the CarPlay in this car is Bluetooth, so it completely takes over your screen. So that was like a good little intro there. So we got maps there. So if we use the BMW maps in the car, it works. It's like an updated map version that's in my 435 that I currently have. It works. It's not the worst thing in the world. If you do use the BMW Connected Drive, you can use you can type the address into the BMW Connected Drive app on your phone, and then it will send it directly to your car. But the quickest, easiest way, if you have an iPhone, is to use just Google Maps, Apple Maps, or Waze, because all that stuff is in our phone anyway. Most of the addresses it's super quick to type it into your phone and then get it to pop up on the Apple Maps or the Google Maps. So that's probably the easiest way. But the one I would say positive that the BMW Maps has over this the Apple Maps and Google Maps is BMW Maps. You can use the whole screen, the whole 8-inch screen here. You can use with the Google Maps, Apple Maps, anything Apple CarPlay, it only uses 75% of the screen. So I'll show you that here. So if I go to the menu here and I go back to media and then I go to CarPlay, let's just pull up the regular maps there, and it's a little laggy. That is another thing I've noticed too about this being Bluetooth. Everything is a little laggy. So yeah, now you see the maps up. So the maps do look good. It is a higher quality screen than what's like in my car, the older BMWs, but as you see here, you got this big old section here that you can't really use for maps. Now you can do like a split screen and have something else displayed over here. So if I go over there, I can do a split screen to show like the album that's currently playing, or map information, or car information, or onboard computer information. So there's a couple things you can show there, but otherwise it's just a screen sitting there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get into the little driving dynamics, driving test on this vehicle. So I'm gonna go ahead and drive it, start out in comfort, then we're gonna go ahead and put it in Sport Plus mode. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in comfort mode, and we're gonna start off driving it like that. So going over some gravel here, as you can kind of tell on my camera, things a little bouncing around a little bit, but it's not too bad. I mean, I don't really feel a whole lot of disruption on my end. Then we're gonna get back on the main streets and see how it performs there. So driving it in comfort mode, like I said, I mean, comfort mode kind of explains it. Very, very comfortable. You really no issues. It kind of goes over the bumps. Everything very, very gently. Very comfortable car. Could be an excellent daily drive, or if you're like taking a road trip. I don't see anyone having any issues with this car. Like I said, if this is the 2-liter turbo model, as I stated before, I think it has enough grunt for 50 to 60% of all buyers that are going to buy something like this. For the other 40% of people, go ahead and get that M40i, and that's gonna be, you know, most people will not need more power than that, especially in an SUV. And that one's good on gas mileage. This one's both good on gas mileage, both from average. This one averages in the high 20s. That one averages in the low 20s, but still 20 miles per gallon for an SUV that can seat, like I said, 4 to 5 people. That's a good buy to me. As I stated before, just driving it, it's very, very comfortable. No issues, no muss, no fuss when you put it in comfort mode. So now, once I find me a nice little side road over here, I'm gonna put it in sport mode, give it some gas, and let's see what this bad boy can do. So now I have the car in Sport Plus mode. I got the transmission also in sport mode. So we're gonna go ahead and see what kind of power this SUV has. Like I said, this is only the 2-liter turbo, but I think, you know, for most people, this is definitely enough power for most people that are gonna be buying this vehicle. So once this light turns green, we're going to punch it just a little bit. I'm not gonna go too crazy. Like I said, this is in my car, but just so you can see my reaction, and then so we can kind of showcase the power as much as I can. All right, so now I'm about to punch it. Little lag. Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, you heard a little bit of grunt from the engine. Went over little bumps there. Car took it like a champ. That's actually not bad, man. I mean, for an SUV, it's not bad at all. So next time I'm gonna do another pull here, and I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna try to shift myself. So I'm gonna use the paddles, and we'll see how much difference we can get there. So let me turn around here, and then I'm gonna use the paddles, and we can kind of see what's going on. Kind of see if that changes it a little bit. I'm thinking it will, just a little bit. There was a little bit of lag at first, then the torque kind of hit, and then it kind of took over from there. So let's see what we can get here when we're doing manual shifting ourselves. It was a little better. I was able to hold the revs just a little bit longer. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad, man. I mean, I think a lot of people be surprised they get into it. As most people know, BMWs are notorious for underrating their engine. And if you don't believe me, just look at the Supra. So my final thoughts on the 2019 BMW X3. It's a very nice vehicle, very nice SUV. For someone like me, would I buy it? I probably would still go with the X5 just because I have a pretty big family. A lot of my family members are pretty tall. For me, I would go with the X5. For every other normally sized human being, I believe the X3 is a great vehicle and is enough vehicle for them. It has great cargo space. It has good looks, good gas mileage. It has enough power. If you don't feel like the 2 liters enough, you can also always go with the M40i, which is a beast. That automatically comes with all-wheel drive, so you don't have to worry about if you're, all-wheel drive, if you have any inclement weather or anything like that. And since I got the sticker that the car originally came with, this car MSRP $47,195. So that's not, you throw that in comparison to what you're looking at, you're getting a lot of car for the money. And if driving dynamics and driving feel is really what's important to you, and you're leaving a car or maybe a sports car, you need to get into an SUV because you got a family or you just need more room, the X3 is definitely a nice vehicle, and definitely something you need to consider looking at. So those are my final thoughts and impressions. Again, thank you to BMW for loaning me this. They loaned it to me because my car's in the shop, but hey, they still loaned it to me. They could have gave me, a regular old 3 Series or something like that. They gave me get the X3, so I was able to review that for y'all. So thanks again for everyone watching this. If you like what you saw here today, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that's it, man. This your boy James signing off. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.